Never mind. Okay, so Miss Sarah, can you start first? Can you describe a skill that you think you can teach other people?
Uh, yeah, so one of the skill I think I can teach someone is that's cooking skill. Uh, just I'm not a professional in cooking, but that's the one of my hobbies, and I
One of my
cook
hobby. One of my hobby.
hobby. Yes, and I cook for myself every day. So basically, I know something about cooking, which I prefer to teach for someone who have unskilled people.
Okay.
Uh, yes, and mm, for cooking skill, I can help them with the basic step like choosing the fresh foods and vegetable. And I also know how to cook the
Traditional nha.
traditional
Okay, careful with this word. Traditional.
mm,
Tra
tra- tra-
traditional.
traditional
Traditional.
traditional
Traditional food.
traditional and simple this
Dishes. Số nhiều.
this
Traditional and simple dishes.
this
Dishes.
yeah. And uh I learned some recipe from my mother since I was small, so that's what I can um try. I can uh, I can have I can transfer to other.
Mhm.
Um, and I feel it really um fascinating when I can help someone to prepare food for themselves and for their uh close one and
Their close one, their loved ones, and yes.
because that's a kind of necessary skill to make them more independent um and keep um and be healthy.
To
Yes.
be healthy and need to be healthy. All right, great. Now, Mr. Please, can you describe a skill that you think you can teach other people? I think cooking skill is really important. It's vital. Nó là kỹ năng mà gọi là tối cần thiết luôn á. If you want to survive, you know. Okay, Mr. Please.
I think that I can teach others how to make desserts,
Ah,
especially uh, baking. I'm a sweet tooth and I can make simple uh, dishes to treat my friends and my family. So if anyone's interested, I'm always ready to guide them uh, from the ingredients, the recipe, and to the steps involved. Yes, I'm willing to share my experience and my recipes. I think that thanks to the advancements of technologies, um, learning methods becomes more
has become.
become
Nó
has
phải dùng
become
hiện tại hoàn thành ở đây.
has
Learning
become
methods have become.
becomes much easier. For example, I can give instructions through video calls
Mhm.
or send written guides via emails or messages.
Written written guides
Written guides
via
via email
emails or
or messages. Yes,
messages. Số
a
nhiều.
messages in
Messages.
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 Yes,
Emails or messages. Mhm.
yes. It doesn't necessarily have to be face to face. because
Face to face.
face to face.
Mhm.
Because difficulties in transportation and scheduling can sometimes discourage people.
I agree with that.
Yes, I feel very happy when I have a chance to help others within my ability. As if I get to taste their successful dishes afterward, it makes me even happier.
Mhm.
Yes, so I think if people have a specific ability,
Specific.
specific specific ability to help others or to teach other, um, it can in some way improve themselves and other people in the same time.
I see. So now, so Mr. Should teachers make jokes or be funny when they teach? What do you think?
Oh, I think that it depends on the particular situation.
Mhm.
Yes, in it's quite natural for people to demands comfortable in comfortable environment
Comfortable and pleasant
and pleasant
environment.
environment to learn something.
Mhm.
It's totally reasonable. I believe that because it improve the engagement, um, are comfortable, and I think a fun teacher,
Mhm.
a humor ones
A
who
humorous
are
one. Humorous
the
one.
a humorous ones, who can teach a student in an interesting way,
Interesting way.
can in interesting way, can grasp their attentions more than to just do the job and sometimes be strict. That may make other feel confused and uncomfortable, I think,
Uncomfortable.
and uncomfortable. But in some other situations, it requires teachers who are truly serious and uh, and ensure that their
Ensure
students
that. Ensure that.
ensure that their students um pays 100% attention to the lessons because it's hard or it needs their attentions.
Okay.
If some noise or some jobs maybe distract them and make make the whole lessons flow with cut with,
Content.
with con- and,
Say it again. Nội dung hả?
make the lessons and make the lessons be gián đoạn này gián đoạn
Um, disturb the lesson.
start
Disturb or disrupt.
disturb or interruption.
Disrupt the
Yes,
or interrupt.
interruption. Yes.
Oh wait, interrupt. Wait, how many R is that? I think interrupt like this. Yeah, interrupt the
Yes.
lesson. Let me check. Interrupt or yeah, it's one. It's double R. Double R actually. Hai chữ R nha. Interrupt the lesson and things like that. Okay. But okay, so Miss Sarah, what quality should teachers have and why? What do you think?
I think some necessary quality the teacher should have like rules as their subjects and patient and common good communication skill.
Okay.
Because in the class the teacher need to teach for the different level of student and a part of them maybe not fast enough to follow up with the lesson. So for this case, teacher uh, need to have a good communication skill and patience to explain uh, and have the student understand the lesson in an easy way and supportive in an
Okay.
easy supportive way. Yes. They also boost the communication skill will help for learning environment to be more relaxing and enjoyable. We have to connect the teacher and student so they may feel more
Comfortable.
comfortable to raise the question or bring up their concern. Yeah, it's moreover, the teacher the teachers should have fasten
Say again.
passion
Passion. They need to have a passion. Okay.
with their fear because when you saw some past it's there when a big gap sorry when the teacher passion with their fear their subject they will inspire the love with the love for learning and it's make it's when make student engage with the engage with them and
Russians?
yeah.
I don't understand. Why you talk about Russians now?
And no, I mean passion.
Passion. Em thấy không? Cái phát âm nó quan trọng không? You see? So engage with good passion so that people can feel it, they will follow, you know. Nếu không có passion đó, em làm người ta sẽ cảm thấy liền và người ta sẽ không có follow em đâu. Người ta sẽ không có chịu theo những cái bước em làm đâu. Okay, so Mr. Which do you think is more important then? Practical skills or academic skills?
In my opinions, I think that a teacher should balance between practical skill and academic skills.
Academic, những ngầm bà nha.
Acad- and
Academic skills.
academic skills because they are necessary to make their lessons become attractive and give their student a proper knowledge. Because a teachers who have responsibility for orient their student in a right way, a right direction, their academic skill need to be need to be realized.
Okay.
Yes, and I think practical skill
Like.
like practical skill um, is, also also necessary to help students more engaged in their lessons and cultivate their excitement
Okay.
because when they are teaching their student, they need to inspire them and practical skills can help their students more encourage
Okay. Discourage, right? Bị discourage you. So what you trying to say? Discouraged
encourage
or encourage?
encourage
Được encourage hay discourage nó khác nhau đột ngột nha. Hai cái đột ngột nhau á. Hai đó nó ngược nhau. Sorry, không phải đột ngột. Nó ngược nhau. Được khuyến khích hay là bị làm cho bị bạn lui, bị làm cho nản chí. Nó khác nhau nha. Okay, so but we are talking about which one is more important. I think depends on the situation, right? Like, for example, if you are going out to the workforce, if you go and work, you need practical skills, of course. Academic skills required when you're about to come back to school, for example. I mean, that's the thing. So what do you think, Miss Sarah? What do you think is more important? Practical skills or academic skills then?
Yeah, I think the practical skill and academic skill is the most important because they are two two side of two side. What can I say? Two is the two side of a thing of a matter. For example, when you in school, maybe you think you need more academic skill, but actually practical skill also important because you need to link what you learn in school with the
It's school.
school with the real life
School, yeah, school.
school with the real life to see how it works and on other on other side for practical skill you still need to have a backup of some academic skill to make it more logical and more um, properly. So, so I believe that the both skill is important equally.
You think both skills. So both skill, both.
Both
Both.
skill.
Cái thở theo lưỡi á. So
Oh.
both skills are important. All right, so Miss Sarah, so which age group is the best at learning new things and why? What do you think?
I think it depends on the new thing they want to learn. For some new thing, you need have specific skill like finish here for maybe some specific skill, and it may require the experience or prior knowledge. So
Prior knowledge. Prior knowledge.
prior
Kiến thức trước
knowledge.
đó. Prior knowledge.
Prior knowledge. Yeah, so it might just suitable for the others or experienced people.
Mhm.
For other skill like don't really don't really have the specific requirement in advance. So young people may learn it faster and learn it faster because they adapt with the new thing.
They adapt to đi. They adapt to new things easier, maybe.
Yes, it's better than most other people.
Hmm. All right. So what do you think, Mr.? Which age group is the best at learning new things? So you talk about adaptation, Mr. Em nói về cái sự mà thích nghi thích ứng. Thì đúng là người trẻ thích nghi thích ứng tốt hơn thật. It's okay. It's actually true that young people they adapt better, so they can learn better. Yes, but I do think that the age and experience can sometimes be good for the older people to learn too. It depends on what you want to learn, I think. So, Mr. What do you think? Which age group is the best at learning new things and why?
To be honest, when it comes to the age at which people learn new things the best, most people tend to think of young children because their brains aren't yet overwhelmed by too much information.
Their brain aren't overwhelmed by too much information. Very good.
Unlike adults whose ways of thinking and perception are more fixed, children are often more open to accept new things and they mimic other very good. However, if we look deeper into specific cases, this can vary. For example, in fields that require learning from the basics to more advanced levels, it's, some with a solid foundations built through study and experience will definitely have an advantage because their levels of understanding is different from students that boast a more developed logical thinking system. The same goes for areas that require emotional maturity in order to be learned, like
Okay, louder,
learning.
please, louder, please, louder, please. Getting
Oh, yes, the same goes for areas that require emotional maturity.
hmm,
In
emotional
order,
immaturity. Yes.
yes, in order to be learned, like learning how to be a good husband or wife.
Hmm.
This requires enough life experience to develop patience,
Develop.
empathy, and the ability to
Sacrifice.
sacrifice for one's partner, something that simply can be taught to a child. Yes. So I think the they are not the best uh, age group to learn new things because it depends on several factors, especially in each age group. They have their strength, they have their own strength that can facilitate their particular lessons.
Okay.
Yes.
I say. Okay, let's move on to something else now. This is 32. Okay, let's try 34, I think. There you go. Describe. Okay, no. 34. It's visiting others, I think. Visiting others. Sorry. Describe a person's home you visited that you liked but would not want to live in. Miêu tả một cái nhà của ai đó mà bạn đã viếng thăm và bạn thích nó, nhưng mà bạn lại không muốn sống ở đó. It might be because you like the home, but you don't like the people in there, for example, or it's too far. Or maybe because it's not convenient for traveling to your workplace or to anywhere else because it's too far. Maybe it's in the countryside, maybe. Nếu như sang một cái biệt thự to đùng mà hiện tiện nghi ở vùng thôn quê chẳng hạn, something like that, you know. Okay, maybe a villa in a very expensive and luxurious villa in the middle of the let's say rice field, for example. You should say where it is, what it is like, why you visited, and explain why you would not like to live there. Cái quan trọng là phải giải thích tại sao mình không thích sống ở đó. And then part 3 of visiting others. So do Vietnamese people like to visit others' homes? Người Việt có thích viếng thăm nhà hoặc là tổ ấm của những người khác không? So you should think about what they often do when they visit. And also think about when they often visit. Like, for example, you would not want to visit someone's home at dinner time, for example, unless they invite you. You know, thường ta né cái giờ ăn tối hoặc né giờ ăn trưa, trừ trường hợp là được mời. And think about that, yeah. Có thích đi viếng thăm nhà người khác không? Người Việt làm thế không? And what do Vietnamese people do when they visit others? Và họ thường làm gì? Họ viếng thăm nhà người khác. Think about what they talk about, what they often do together, invite for drinking, for example. Mời ta đi uống rượu, invite the people for drinking wine, for example, or to have meals to eat together, to you know, I think Vietnamese parents often flaunt their children to their friends, to their friends whenever they visit others, some people's home, you know. Thực sự là ba mẹ Việt Nam thường xuyên có thói quen là khoe con của họ với những người bạn của họ, you know, and I think it's really annoying, very annoying. It's like we didn't ask for them to come, you know, but they come in and then you are working or you're doing something, you have to go down and greet and talk to them. And sometimes you are asked to do whatever you don't really in a mood to do, you know. Anyway, let's not talk about negative now. So maybe sometimes they just come and talk, you know, and then have meals, drink, and then they left. Now, is it common to bring gifts when visiting others? Why not? Có thông thường thấy được người ta, có thông thường khi thấy người ta đem quà đến khi viếng thăm người ta không? Tại sao không? Okay, some time to think about this one. Okay, let's do it. I'll split this one into 2 videos though. You know why? Because I accidentally press on stop recording, so you know. Okay, so Miss Sarah, first, please, can you describe a person's home you visited that you liked, but you would not want to live in? Can you?
Yes, I visited my colleague house few weeks ago for her wedding, and her place is a big a big house in the center of city. The crowded streets and there are model two floor um,
Okay.
house and its were decorated follow the Western lifestyle and um in uh, in uh, in the in that street there are many shopping center and famous restaurant. It's really a convenient location and you can you can travel to the um, famous destination of the city easily and uh, but I don't really want to live there because it's quite noisy um all the time on almost most of time they're noisy and a lot of vehicle
Vehicle.
vehicle travel
Vehicles.
vehicle
There's a lot of vehicles, a lot of vehicles.
vehicle travel on that streets so there are also not enough tree on fresh air.
Okay. That's why I
So
would not want to live in. Nó phải nên kết lại một cái câu như vậy để mà nó rõ ràng mình đang nói cái gì nha. So you need one conclusion, one concluding sentence like that, to tell exactly what you're talking about. All right. Miss Trúc, please.
I had a chance to visit my friend's house located along the highway.
Mhm.
A two a two-floor home that's very comfortable and convenient for someone living alone. I especially loved the rooftop area, which was decorated with lots of plant. It was just a cool and refreshing place to hang out.
Okay.
I visited her house to celebrate her housewarming, which I believe is a significant milestone in a
Milestone.
milestone in a person's life.
Milestone.
Milestone in a personal life. She has clearly put a lot of efforts into making the house perfect, and it truly showed. There was much to criticize about the house itself,
Mhm.
but it wasn't too fond of its location. Being right by the highway was quite noisy and dusty due to frequent traffic.
Okay, with frequent traffic.
Yes.
Okay.
Naturally, I was also concerned about safety when commuting to work,
Mhm.
as the house is
Commuting, cẩn thận, commuting to work.
commuting to work,
Okay.
because the house is far from the company and requires traveling on a busy highway
Mhm.
with lots
That's
of
terrible.
with lot of uh big vehicles. I think that if the locations of the house could be changed, I think it would be perfect. But of course, it's not always, but always benefits for people to have um, both both mm, comfortable and
Comfort,
convenient.
comfort and
Comfort,
convenience.
comfort
Danh
and
từ nó
convenience.
comfort and convenience.
Yes, comfort and
Both
convenience.
the comfort and convenience. Yeah, it's hard to have everything, you know. Now, so Miss Sarah, do Vietnamese people like to visit others' homes? What do you think?
Yes, I think Vietnamese people generally enjoy visiting other home. It's kind of a cultural routine when you visit your relative
A
or
relatives.
relative,
Anh này bị sai hoài đúng không? Relatives.
relative,
Relatives.
relative, relative,
Mhm.
and neighbor, um, especially during the special holiday like Lunar New Year or the birthday or wedding.
Okay.
Yes. This I believe that's kind of social interaction, and we keep doing that to make people closer, and it's and make people closer and be more
Yes.
be more and build
And basically it's build a rapport, I think, to build you remember the word rapport I told you? A good understanding of someone, ability to communicate well with them. So hiểu người khác tốt và khả năng giao tiếp tốt với họ, rapport, to build rapport. Chứ không phải chỉ relationship đâu nha. To build rapport. Rapport. Xây dựng sự hiểu nhau tốt và giao tiếp tốt với nhau. Nó là mối quan hệ tốt á.
so we can
Build rapport.
get the support from each other in the difficult.
In time of difficulty. Trong những thời điểm khó khăn, in times of difficulty. All right, good. Anything else you can add about this one? So what do Vietnamese people do when they visit others, Miss Sarah? Ráng cố gắng là phát free nha.
When they visit other house, they
Homes. Others' homes.
other home, they can bring some gift like fruits,
Like,
like
please. They can bring some gifts like
a fruit or a cake to show their respect, and
they often bring wine, beer, I think. And also sometimes they bring books. They bring food, I think, mostly.
and they spend time to talk about each other.
Each other, nói về nhau và nói xấu người khác. You know, Vietnamese people often do that. You know that. It's like in a culture, you know. They often talk about each other and talk behind other people's back, you know.
It's not official.
Talk behind other people's backs.
It's
And
kind of
I think it's actually a part of culture, you know, một phần của văn hóa Việt luôn rồi.
so we should keep it.
We should never do that. Well, there are good thing and bad thing about Vietnamese culture, and good thing we should keep, of course. Bad thing we should abolish, try to abolish. Now, so Mr. Is it common to bring gifts when visiting others, and why? Why not?
I think that it's quite common and and it's considered as a sense of respect to bring a small gift when visiting someone's home in Vietnam, especially if they visit their friends' homes
Mhm.
at the first time or in the housewarming,
Mhm.
um, because it shows uh, their rating for for the owners. Of course, it shows there's their their
It shows their what?
I think it shows their respect and
Respect.
respect when they visit someone. A small gift can
A
make
small, small, a small gift
a small gift
can.
can make other people feel happy.
Mhm.
Yes, but I think that if they um come to some place for new house,
Mhm.
people usually bring uh, to
The housewarming
decorating
party.
decorating items as a gift for
Yes.
the owner. For example, such as um, such as a lucky plant, a decorate picture, or a
Okay.
lock, a wall clock. Yes, I think it's they are quite common in Vietnam.
Mm.
Sometimes people fo- need to think about what they should give others because their their friends or their relatives can have a s- special culture. I mean, it's about the difference between culture.
In cultures.
Yes,
Tùy
they
thuộc vào loại văn
give.
hóa khác nhau nha. I think.
Yes, they, uh, this might result in
Misunderstanding.
misunderstanding if they give others an
Inappropriate or
appropriate gift,
an inappropriate gift. Một cái
appropriate
món
gift.
quà không phù hợp. Like, for example, let me tell you a story. Basically, the Japanese minister, I think it was a story about between a Swedish and Japanese minister. The Swedish minister gifted the Japanese minister a sword, I think. But for a Japanese, it was an insult. So basically, it was basically they got very angry, and it was an international what's it called? Quan hệ quốc tế, vấn đề quan hệ quốc tế. So basically, an international relation flaw. It's an international relation law, một cái lỗi sai về quan hệ quốc tế luôn đó. Because basically the Swedish government didn't really think that gifting a sword to the Japanese would be a big problem, but it is, you know. So it can, just my story. Okay, so I think we can stop it here. It's already time, past time already. Okay. All right, let's end it here.